Got my name on it already.
We better hurry up before it takes it. Yeah, it's a big one. It came apart. Apparently it shut in all the way. So Friday we took that to the 20-foot sections, took one section out, but went and bought it, had it. Luckily I was able to get one in the middle. That's what
Hi kids, how come you got to be finished?
Kids?
I put in like 30 something.
That's your older one, yeah.
Dug them all, and got them in right at the dark. I knew when you get it done, it's going to be too sloppy to do it. And then there's all clay, so you know, I had a big metal bar that kept everything down.
We got a point there.
Hoping that when it rained it would settle.
Good, how are you?
But I used a bunch of
Can
old
I tell you?
tree timbers
Oh boy,
as my
you
posts,
got
and
up.
they're all pretty straight.
I just got back from Chicago and.
I had to get home to see how they did.
Ooh, Evanston's a really beautiful area.
How far did you
It's nice right by the
They're only 3 foot tall posts, so I only went a little over 2 feet into the ground. I'm not worried about it even, it's just like a fence around the garden. But I need to do something because the deer get all the time.
Deer and rabbits, you got a lot of rabbits up there.
And turkeys and ground squirrels, and so I've got chicken wire that'll go inside, you know, but I want to make it kind of cool, so I use those old tree trucks, you know, they're like,
You haven't been there lately.
where the gate's gonna be like
Haven't
two
been there in a
little
while.
tall ones, I'm gonna make like a little archway or something.
Yeah, it's
Kind of
fantastic.
cool, so.
No, it's not.
It's not costing me, you know,
Yeah, you and me.
labor.
Wow.
For-
Just go east and then go south.
Jerry?
The-
Good,
how about you?
Clay out
It is
there.
currently-
Flowers are garden and the ground and all that before the rain?
I believe so.
Yeah.
If it were up to me, there wouldn't be,
Oh,
but they
so
are.
you're kind of overseer.
I'm the overseer and the consumer. My favorite's the vegetable garden.
Oh, gosh.
And I love the stuff that comes out of there.
You're doing
So
tomatoes
are they
and
on
what?
their beds now?
Oh, I think she's got radishes, onions, tomatoes,
This guy's
cucumbers.
Oh, yeah.
We
She's gonna try cantaloupe again. We had cantaloupe last year. and
Several different.
Only about 5 or 6 of them, but they were wonderful.
And,
And I'm sure I'm missing
we
something
did not
else.
keep anything
but,
over under.
It's a fairly small garden, but it's.
We have.
Cantaloupe take-
So
take up a lot of space, don't they?
Yeah, that's why it was kinda, she put it in a space that was emptied out and out.
You should have seen it when I pulled it out of the water.
July, I
Almost
think.
all this color.
You know,
It was
and
really dark.
then they just took off.
And he was super
I
aggressive.
was ready to start in March and we're all.
And like I say, these were exceptional.
I mean, I've heard of them.
And she grew them herself,
Gives a lot of
so
crappie.
makes them taste even
I don't
better.
know how many times
male.
you buy them, you open them, you just take one bite.
You
Oh my
get
God.
them
Yeah.
Now for logs.
And there's no good thump test. There's some people that say there is, but I don't think so.
You buy pineapple.
These are all.
Chris, yeah, she likes
Score,
pineapple.
man.
I threw it away that.
One of the things my brother taught me, because he lived in Hawaii for years.
I know, it's so.
We should have.
When you're out looking at these things, you can pull one of the leaves out easily. That means it's ripe, and it's already one that you can't.
Got a tug on it.
And, I mean, we buy them at Costco. It's short.
Does it?
So just, you can pull it out easy, it's like, okay, this is right.
yeah.
Ready.
And if it doesn't pull out, just kind of shove it
Let
back in a little bit.
come back next month and try again.
I'm gonna try to remember to take that piece of the
And so.
I was kind of surprised that it would,
Last Thursday.
I mean, we were at.
Like, somebody in Hawaii ought to know how to do it.
No, that's not, that's
Yeah.
not.
I mean, there's
So when
no
the
way,
cantaloupe-
there's no.
when the cantaloupe ready to eat.
See,
This was probably in October.
So, I mean, so it takes all summer.
And then you.
It may or may not, we planted it so late.
Well, are they?
We don't really have a-
I was finding
Did I expect a phone call?
I've seen them that big before. So you can eat this?
I'll talk to the bosses. I'll tell her this is the guy who gave you the pineapple.
Yeah, that's right.
It was probably this time. That's what like things we call.
What's your name, sir?
No, I remember when.
It's not a great system, but it seems to work.
They were doing that.
They turned out, this part,
You know, once
you go
it was
south
snowing
on
when I was
26, you go past 180, the next
Oh,
one.
the rain and
I don't know what the machines
but by the time I got to 55,
he bought a deer
it was nice.
structure.
Well,
They
the
got
rain
a
and
Costco
stuff. There's a
trailer.
lot of, you go up north, people are
But we have a nice piece of property.
Right, so it's not possible.
What's going on?
I got,
That's right.
there are some places that we've had rain. that they
Um,
don't
a thing for Buddha,
I mean, you can handle it.
mosquito spray. Because they're
My
coming.
friends have never used it.
And do you want that one, or
Yeah.
are you guys are doing it?
Well, we agreed to that.
Okay, okay.
They pay. Yeah, I think last time it was
Kind of private, because you need a lot of.
Okay, so I have that on my desk. You
Yeah.
need a copy of it?
Well, one told me it was.
Okay, all right, I just.
Oh, yeah, you need a plan, actually. That's right.
Oh, they want to back that.
Reading that.
It's one, so- Okay, okay.
You know, this is the first time I've ever been out.
How you doing?
Good. Got the dog for a walk tonight, excited to. Yeah, I did. I thought the girls had good reading on. Yes. He's still learning to walk on the lead. No, you pull legs or stop and feel something hurt out or
Yeah, it says.
but he has learned, because I have to walk on the highway.
Yeah, yeah.
And when it's first coming, I usually get to it. Stop. Or hard to you pick up on it, every time a car goes by. Figure out, it's my leg. This is for a little bit. We can first realize, then he goes.
Just save your life.
That's a very small one. I still like
I like to say something.
No, I'll sell that for 20 years from now, $30,000. Yeah, someone lied to me.
Oh, we got papers from the boss.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody behaving.
Mostly. Are you dating?
Steve, I was out of town, I was in Chicago, whatever you said to me.
So I have to take it.
Oh, yeah.
How do you get to
My old one in here.
I wanted Tony's
First
birthday.
weekend in March,
Yeah.
I had to go to Metro Village, and I wanted to pick up a birthday cake.
Oh, no, that's right.
We need with all the grants and everything else. So by the time I got to the food stop at 80, I got to I tripped up the curb, laying flat. And this young fella, I was like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? It couldn't be worse. I mean, I had it still in Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that was not a problem.
There's
On
beef like
Saturday,
green beans.
I was trying to do anything. And then Monday, I went to Princeton, and it's okay. He's down.
So your mom is here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I could have broken my jaw. You know, something. You know, yeah. No, they.
I was like, what's wrong with my
Oh, but there's a kid by Princeton. I had to swim me.
Yeah, Ruth, I thought he was coming up from the beer.
I got stabbed on my knee and all my forehead, you know.
Yeah.
Sure, my knee.
Yeah, really. Did you get your
Oh, yeah.
That's because they're out of Detroit.
He lives now in
We sold it,
Hudson.
yeah.
I can't remember.
You know there's not a reason man is.
I lane change going into slowing down both lanes. So both, you look at it, Christie, Texas water. But I learned how to do that right now with the ride, and I also, I learned how to do that with the ride. Well, except for the edges and, you know,
I think it's cool, especially like anything that's all
I just,
top of the head.
my friend,
You guys could tell me, I'll dress a little nice. Oh, cute. I kept stealing So, when I closed down my house, I bet I got
Well, invite me over, I'll be saying, I'll take more of that, more of that.
They were just saying that was coming. Oh. I'm not sure.
Which one?
Use the rider.
I've never seen a cat come out here that goes 24 hours.
You're the heart. That was kind of like 10 summers. She was taking 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you did was you said these.
I would do 4 regardless. So you drive through there, one of the places you can put a toll just to not a minute. For 1 year, she started 2 wash the dishes.
It's Greenwich Mean Time. Things start.
I'd like to call this regular meeting to order. Call roll.
Mayor Querom.
Here.
Councilmember Newman.
Here.
Gomez.
Here.
McCransky.
Here.
McCall. Here.
Please stand and join us in the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So in accordance with CDC guidelines, if you are fully vaccinated, you do not have to wear a mask, or you can wear a mask. It's totally up to you. If you have not been vaccinated, we ask that you please keep your mask on. So we'll start out again with public comment, and we'll allow everybody 3 minutes to speak, and thereabouts, give or take. So everybody has an opportunity to speak that wants to speak. So we'll go ahead and open that up to public comment. Anybody has public comment, step up to the mic, and all you need to do is state your name.
Good evening, everybody. Nick Georgianis, owner of Barrel Society. I just wanted to thank everybody that supported Barrel Society's position over the past few months and our desire to keep mobile food vendors on Main Street in front of Barrel Society. I want to present to the City Council here our petition, which has 466 signatures from not only individuals of the Princeton community, but from people visiting from out of town as far as Texas, Fort Myers, Florida, and also Madison, Wisconsin. This is something that means a lot to us, and I think it should mean a lot to the community, because all these people came out to take their time to sign this to show support for something that they believe in. And that, in my opinion, is the definition of community. While these past few months have been difficult and stressful for all of us, we're all still here. And as neighbors, friends, business owners, as a community. Whether you are a business owner on the north end of town, on the south end of town, on the outskirts of town, we really all need to remember that we are all, at the end of the day, Princetonians. We need to start refocusing ourselves on unity as a town, as a community. The divide that's been going on over the past few months needs to come to an end, and we need to come back together as a community. If you supported our position at Barrel Society, thank you. If you were opposed to our position, we respect your thoughts and your opinions as neighbors and as fellow citizens. Barrel Society, all of us together as a community, we look forward to a better future for Princeton together. Thank you guys all very much. Appreciate it.
You want to?
Oh yeah, I'll bring that your way.
You can
And
just
that's
drop
vaccinated.
Yeah, you can drop it down with Hector, and
There you go.
thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Anyone else for public comment? Okay, so we'll go to the approval of minutes and Commissioner Lee.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that we approve the minutes from our regular council meeting on May 3rd, 2021.
Second.
Motion's been second. Comments? Call roll.
Councilmember Newman.
Yes.
Gomez.
Aye.
McCransky.
Aye.
McCall. Aye. Mayor Querom.
Aye. And we'll go to approval of invoices with City Clerk Nelson.
For this period in the Department of Accounts and Finances, we have invoices totaling $82,868.56. In the Department of Streets and Public Improvements, we have invoices totaling $512,431.42. In the Department of Public Safety, we have invoices totaling $286,940.51. And in the Department of Public Property and Utilities, we have invoices totaling $935,508.85, totaling $1,817,749.34. Mayor, all council members have confirmed the reviews of all invoices and now are submitted for disposition.
That's a lot of money. I move that we approve the invoices as presented.
Second.
Motion's been second. Comments? Call roll.
Councilmember Newman,
Aye.
Gomez,
Aye.
McCransky,
Aye.
McCall,
Aye.
Mayor Querem.
Aye. Now we'll go to regular business and City Clerk Nelson.
Next on the agenda is ordinance O-21-014. This is an ordinance authorizing the borrowing of $700,000 for a fire truck. This is the first reading. Mayor, all council members have reviewed this ordinance and it is submitted for disposition.
I move that we advance ordinance O-21-014 to the second reading.
Second.
Motion's been second. Comments? Call roll.
Councilmember Newman,
Aye.
Gomez,
Aye.
McCransky,
Aye.
McCall,
Aye.
Mayor Querem.
Aye.
Next next item on the agenda is ordinance O-21-015. This is the first reading of an ordinance providing regulation for mobile food vendors. Mayor, all council members have reviewed this ordinance and it is submitted for disposition.
I move that we advance ordinance O-21-015 to the second reading.
Second.
Motion has been second. So I have a comment to make on this. So 6 weeks ago, to give you a bit of the history on how this all transpired, we had a vendor ordinance ready to be voted on. We had a large crowd from which many spoke in specific opposition to mobile vendors being operating on our main street. It soon became apparent that the ordinance might not pass, so I suggested the ordinance be tabled so we could take another look at it. And the motion was made to table it, and the ordinance was set aside without a vote. 2 weeks later, at our next meeting, we did not have a revised ordinance ready. We knew that there was going to be another crowd from which many would speak, and they did. That night, we heard from those supporting vendors on Main and from those opposing it. At the end of that meeting, our thought was we would have an ordinance ready for our next meeting. However, during the intervening 2 weeks, there was still a lot of talk about the ordinance from both sides. As a result, we decided to push the ordinance ahead another 2 weeks in order to allow people to further speak on the issue. That meeting, which was 2 weeks ago, produced the largest crowd yet, to the extent that we had to utilize our fire training room next door for the overflow. Many spoke 2 weeks ago, and both sides were represented. Throughout this process, we have done, the city, what this issue has called for. We provided the opportunity for as many people to speak on this issue as wanted. Because of the interest this issue generated, we did so over 3 meetings, and again tonight. So I want to thank everyone who came to these meetings and spoke, because everyone who did so respectfully and in keeping with time allowances that allowed everyone who wanted to speak the opportunity to do so in offering their thoughts and opinions. So again, that's what this whole process is about. You know, it's coming to meetings, getting up, speaking, voicing your concerns, your opinions, and doing so respectfully, and that is what happens. So I appreciate that in the meeting setting. Tonight, we're going to vote on first reading our vendor ordinance. As a matter of record, this ordinance is not the ordinance that was delivered to us during our last meeting. This ordinance was drafted by the city with input from our own attorney. It is a fair ordinance for the benefit of everyone who lives in Princeton. It places mobile food vendors at specific locations, at specific public locations, on Bicentennial Drive at Rotary Park and at Soldier and Sailors Park. These locations provide plenty of green space, trees, shade, and picnic tables. They are ideal public locations for food vendors. Vendors can also set up on the private property of businesses that are located in any of our 4 business zoning regions with the permission of the business owner. So I support this ordinance, and I'll be voting for its passage to its second reading, which will occur if this should pass tonight, 3 weeks from tonight. Anybody else have any comments?
I'll make a couple of comments on it. Due to my profession in the food industry, I'll be abstaining my vote tonight, so there is no ifs, ands, or buts here, but I want to make a couple comments on it. On the way this was handled online, we stressed to everybody, I know Mr. Newman stressed before I was on the council here, that Facebook was not the place to voice your opinion. I mean, it's great to voice your opinions, but be professional about it. And I'll be honest, I'm born and raised in Princeton, almost 48 years old. I've just never seen so much, lack of better words, hate out there on this issue. I think it's embarrassing to a point. I think in the future, things, and I'm sure both sides would agree, some of the things that happen online were just not professional and should not have taken place. Naming names of businesses, causing people that own businesses not to put anything on Facebook because they're afraid of the backlash. That's not the point of Facebook. You know, we need to get away from the negative community on that point of it. I support where we're going with it, just so you know, but it's a base. It can always be changed, as we've said many times. If anything needs to be changed, it's new to everybody. So when we do this, maybe we look at it 6 months or a year down the road and we see where we're at. And it doesn't mean anything can't be changed, but I feel very strongly about the Facebook community and what has happened here. And I'm sure, Nick, you would probably agree with all this. You know, I see you shaking your head. Yes, it really got ugly. You know, I was actually hoping more people would have spoke at the last meeting. I think we had 8 people that got up and spoke, 8 or 9. Face-to-face is the way to go, or we all have emails, we have cell phones, you can text us, whatever. I got 2 calls on this whole ordinance. 2. Maybe it's because I'm new, I don't know. But I think that goes to say that there should have been many more people reaching out to us in general, and I'd just like to see in the future that we handle this a lot more professionally, in person, on a phone call, whatever it may be. That's all I ask. So, thank you.
I agree with everything you said, Mike. It was a sight to behold, to see and read what took place out there. And nothing constructive came out of it. Nothing that was valuable to us. I learned nothing from the 362 comments that were posted on there. And I mean, I can see Facebook as a legitimate place to publish a legitimate piece of legislation that we're about to think about and talk about and consider, but for it to take the turn that it took, I think was deplorable. We've got to do better somehow. I don't know how we do that quite yet, but we need to do better. As far as this ordinance goes, I'm satisfied that we have accomplished our mission. We have addressed the needs of the food vendors. We've addressed the needs of the community. I think that putting the vendors in the parks as a neutral zone, it's a place where people can get a grab-and-go meal. They can bring their family out there and have a meal and sit in the park and enjoy the evening. And let's let a food vendor enhance the food service industry here in Princeton, not disrupt it. And I think that this is a way to do that. So I'm satisfied with it, and I plan to support this.
I'm going to say is like something that was mentioned about having everybody totally be disrespectful to each other. I, who am a public servant, and I've been for many years for my decent service, one of the things that I always said is treat people the way you want to be treated. And I believe that Facebook allows, or any kind of social media allows somebody to be mean, hateful, without actually being in front of the person that you want to go ahead and address and actually talk things about it. One of the other things is, I know that the street right there, right next to Marquette, it's been a big issue. It's been a big issue before, and this is even before the food trucks. And I would just suggest is like, why wouldn't it be possible to go ahead and create a one-way going west strictly, so that there is no outcoming traffic into that street, to be able to go ahead and do that. That's just a suggestion. Again, it'll prevent people, as long as they can read it, to be able to go ahead and try to get on that street and prevent accidents. One of the things is, like, I have no issues with food vendors. I think that everybody has the right to go ahead and be allowed to be able to go ahead and get certain things, whether it be a corn dog, whether it be a funnel cake, a taco, or something. But there's always something that somebody wants. For all those that want to eat in a restaurant and be served, they have that option as well. You know, personally, I haven't gone to too many food vendors myself, as I don't eat a lot of fried foods. But I think that they should be allowed to go ahead and have a choice in that matter. Thank you.
I also think this is a fair ordinance, and but I didn't put as much stock into the Facebook comments. I thought it was shallow-minded in some points, where it was a group of people making a lot of comments. And I actually talked to many
were in favor of this ordinance. They wouldn't comment on Facebook, but they were the silent majority. They were definitely wanted to see this ordinance written fairly for everybody in the city of Princeton, and I believe they've done a really good job of it. But yeah, the comments on Facebook, I don't like Facebook, but I didn't think it really represented the majority of Princetonians. I think the silent majority of the people that I talked to, a lot of the people just were not in favor of those comments, and then also they are in favor of an ordinance, a fair ordinance, and I think the city has done a nice job of doing that, and I plan to support the ordinance. Thank you.
Yeah, in the, I was contacted, by a great many people as well on this issue that would not go onto Facebook for fear of being retaliated against if they would speak positively towards the ordinance. And I get that, and I don't, and I don't blame them because I kind of agree with them on that point. Facebook, I put information out there for the community to know what we're dealing with. We got a new ordinance that has a significant issue. I'm going to put it out on Facebook and let people read it. That's the role that I've chosen for the mayor position going forward. It's been that way for 6 years, and it'll continue to be that way. The comments were many of the comments were way over the top. They were unreasonable and unnecessary, disappointing. It's just the way it is, and it's unfortunate. And I hope going forward that people, what you've heard up here tonight, that people will take a more even tone approach when they want to discuss an ordinance online, on Facebook, on comments or whatever, and pick the phone up and call us, or send us an email if you want to sit down across the table and talk to us one-on-one. I'm always available for that. I'm happy to do that. I think we're all available to do that. So going forward, Facebook will my mayor page will continue, and I'll continue to post ordinances and things that are going on in the city. I think it provides a lot of good information for the public. I've gotten just a ton of positive feedback on it. So, but the comments on this issue were over the top. But it's behind us now. Hopefully, go forward. Any further comments? All right. The motion has been seconded. Call roll.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Nay.
McCransky.
Aye.
McCall.
Abstain.
Mayor Querom.
Aye.
I guess we have one more ordinance.
That's what we did now.
And that would be ordinance O-21-016. This is an ordinance vacating a portion of Columbus Street. This is the first reading. Mayor, all council members have reviewed this ordinance, and it is submitted for disposition.
I move that we advance ordinance O-21-016 to the second reading.
Second.
Motion has been seconded. Comments from the council?
Aye. Go ahead, Hector.
I would say that I also have gotten, just like the previous ordinance, that I've gotten a lot of calls, and either through messenger, through my email, to calls, to walking through the streets and walking in the stores regarding some of these both issues here. So when I first stated that I got elected, I said I was elected not for myself necessarily, but I was elected for the people and what they wanted as far as their voice. So that's pretty much all the time I have right now.
I think this is a space that can be used as a gathering place. I think it would be, it's going to be redone and need to look very attractive for the people that live in this community as well as people that are visiting. I don't think that road gets used much at all, and I think that it can be an asset to Main Street.
I also believe that this is a good thing for Princeton. I think it'll bring a lot of sunshine to the people that in that area that would just like to grab something to eat or sit and look at art or whatever we end up being able to do with that section there. But I think it's a good thing for Princeton.
Yeah, so I have a statement to read on this as well. This ordinance has been a long time coming. The idea was first brought up about 4 years ago. What we are proposing is taking a well-worn, narrow, and draft section of Columbus Street and transforming it into a walkway from Main Street to the parking lot. The plan is for a level concrete surface beginning with the curb extension on Main Street back to the parking lot. Bricks from Euclid Avenue will be used to accent the surface. Benches and chairs, such as those we placed on Main Street, as part of the proposal, along with tables and chairs, strung lights, the addition of two more pedestrian light poles matching the one added a few weeks ago. Also, trees and planters and a spot for pop-up acoustic or string music for musicians to play. Also, to make clear, because this has also been on Facebook quite a bit, this idea was absent any input from Spoons. Spoons has never asked for anything regarding this project, and the city has never offered Spoons anything regarding this project. The only question the city had for Spoons, along with, at first, Midland States Bank and later the new owner of the bank building, is asking all of them if they have concerns with the city closing the street. The owners of the bank building did not, and Spoons' only concern was with deliveries, but that concern appears to have been resolved. In the 3 months Columbus has been closed, we have had but a few concerns voiced to us, none of which lingered. In Columbus Street, which is the exact width of Marion Street, which is 1 block north of Columbus, is now a two-way street, just as Marion has been for many decades. This is another step, in my opinion, in revitalizing and marketing our Main Street business districts, from commercials on TV in the Quad Cities and Peoria to adding trees on Main, and we're adding trees later this month to the North End Business District, along with the benches and chairs that we've added to Main Street, renovating the Marietta Memorial Walkway, to renovating Rotary Park and the parking lot at Main and Elm with landscaping. Princeton continues to be on the move, and new businesses continue to open. There have been large investments in our Main Street buildings, both interiorly and with facades. It all points to our ongoing commitment and support to move Princeton forward, and the results in pedestrian traffic, street traffic, and sales tax revenue are very apparent. There's nothing more than just another step in that direction, and I, for one, will vote to pass the ordinance on to a second reading. Any further comments? Motion's been seconded. Call roll.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
McCransky.
Aye.
McCall.
Aye.
Mayor Querom.
Aye. Thank you, Pete. Go to city manager report.
The only thing I have tonight is just a reminder with the upcoming Memorial holiday from the Streets Department, is that the garbage and recycling routes will be as follows. Monday, May 31st routes will be picked up on Tuesday, June 1st. So please have your garbage and recycling out by 5 a.m. on Tuesday, if you're normally picked up on Monday.
Okay.
Tuesday stays the same, right?
Correct. Double pickup. Yeah, double pickup. I've said enough, so there's no mayor report. Any old business tonight? Any new business? And public comment. Do we have anybody? Just your name.
Thank you. I'm Geraldine Woodleaf, and I will repeat what I said the last time when you wanted to close Columbus. A, I don't think you did the closing at the right time. If you did it in the middle of the summer, you'd have more traffic, considering how slow things have been with COVID. I review also the problems we had when we had fires on Main Street and the police and fire department asked people to leave. You've now narrowed it to Marion, which is a traffic jam then, and the other, you put up that nice parking lot, and now there's only one route on Marion to get to it. Sure, you can go around, but when you've got people on Main Street, I still think Columbus should stay open. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further public comment? Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn and reconvene.
Well, we adjourn our regular meeting this evening, reconvene for our next council meeting on Monday, June 7th, 2021, 7 o'clock at City Hall.
Second.
Motion's been seconded. Call roll.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
McCransky.
Aye.
McCall. Aye. Mayor Querom.
Aye. This meeting is adjourned, and thank you all for coming.
What did you say?